Hey everyone, this is Greg with MonkeyPod Marketing. I'm going to show you how to implement the HTML signature file that you just received. You probably got this email here, and you can see there are step-by-step instructions, but some people get bored with that or they'd rather see it in action. So the first thing you're going to do is click right on the Penguin signature text document. It's going to ask you if you want to save or download it. Go ahead and choose either, really, but go ahead and click save on one of them, and then open it from your downloads file. So it takes just a moment, and then it should give you a text document like this. So you end up with a whole code file. You don't have to do anything crazy with that. Just copy the code that's in there. So for me, I'm on a Mac. I press Command A, which highlights everything, and then Command C, which copies it to my clipboard. You could also press Control A and Control C if you're on a PC, or two-finger click on a Mac or right-click on a PC gives you the same options here. Copy, and then we're going to ultimately paste it. So just make sure you have it copied to your clipboard. Now let's switch into Infusionsoft, and we're going to go to my profile. So to get here, you go to the person or the silhouette of a person up top. Go ahead and select Edit My Profile, and you'll see this page. General, Preferences, Signatures, Notes, and User Groups are the tabs here. Of course, we want signatures. Go ahead and scroll down to the bottom half of the page, and you'll see a section for HTML signature. Right? You can see the Preview tab, the Edit tab, and then, of course, the Source tab. I'm not a coder myself, but the Source tab is the one we're going to, and if HTML makes your eyes glaze over, that's totally fine. You don't need to know how the code works. You just have to be able to paste in the new code. So again, we're going to highlight everything that's in here and delete that. I want to point out that this will delete any existing signature you had set up. So if you had something you liked, what we're doing is we're actually replacing that. And then back to the Source tab, and now we're going to paste in Command V or Control V, the code that we copied earlier. So we'll go ahead and switch back to the Edit tab, and you can see that it has now updated with some default information, placeholder info about a penguin trainer. So of course you'll just click in here and swap it out with whatever your name is, your company, your job title, your phone number, your email. Make sure if you're editing this email that's here, you're also changing where it's linking to. So not just changing the text, but changing where it links to. If you want to have a quote, that's totally fine. Go ahead and swap this out for something that represents you and your brand, or replace it with your company byline. This I was intending to be more like a company logo, and then of course your headshot. Now, the piece that most people struggle with is just changing these images, which is not terribly difficult, but it's also not terribly intuitive. So go ahead and click on one of the images. You'll know it's selected when you have the white boxes outlining it. And we'll click on the tree up here representing the image. Now, on this page, you'll select from your image list. If you have a headshot up here, you can just go ahead and insert it. If you don't have one, you're going to want to select over here and upload your headshot. Click this upload button, and then there's one more step. Even after you upload it, you have to come over to this general tab and select it from that list. So if you're having a hard time, make sure you've uploaded the headshot as well as selected on this list. We'll go ahead and click update, and the first thing you'll notice is that it pops it in at whatever the actual dimensions of that image are. So for this, it's much bigger than I intended it to be. So in order to resize it, I'm going to go ahead and click right on it, so that I have those white boxes around the perimeter again. And then I'll click on one of the corner boxes and just drag it down to a more appropriate size. Now, I emphasize clicking on the corner because you want to make sure that it maintains its ratio. It's a height to width ratio as you're resizing it. If you grab one of these boxes, you might end up with something that's elongated or skewed in one direction or another. So go ahead and swap out both of the images. Make sure that you've got your logo and you've got your headshot, etc. Update. Resize this one as well. Might take you a few, depending on the size of the image. It might take you a few times to get it down to whatever you want your size to be there. But once you've got it pretty close, or you've got your information updated, go ahead and click back to the Preview tab. Make sure it looks okay there. Sometimes it looks a little different between the Preview and the Edit tab, so it's important to just make sure you're previewing it to make sure it's reflecting the changes the way you want them to look. And then once you're done, make sure you go ahead and click Save. So part of the beauty of something like this is that you're updating the signature in a centralized location, and you know that any of your marketing collateral that's leveraging the signature snippet will be updated in real time as well. So that means any new emails going out will have your new headshot, your new logo, your new contact information, etc. Just as long as you're using that signature snippet. That's referencing that centralized location. If you have your signature typed out uniquely in each email, A, you're wasting a lot of time, but B, it won't update in real time as you're editing that, that signature part of your profile. So that's about the size of things. Hopefully this helps you out, saves you some time, and gives you a HTML signature that you can be proud of and reflects your brand the way you want it to be reflected. Cheers!